I wanted to share with you our exciting new venture for the Doghouse. I decided I want to put in a solar system. And how does it happen? It's like, I'm going to look at things. I looked at how much it's going to cost. I looked at, and I tried to get myself an idea before I had to go to her because, come on, guys. You got to know what you're talking about before you go to the missus. You just have to. You got to know it because you got to be able to answer the questions. If you can't answer the questions, the gavel's coming down and it's a no-go from the rip. All right? So you got to know what you're talking about. Because it is a little bit of convincing. You have to know the answers. And I did pretty good at convincing this beautiful lady to say yes.
You did.
Twice.
You did.
So, anyways, the solar system that I wanted, it's, putting it all together, looking at how much it's going to cost. It could go up to $5,000. And of course, this is just in my head. I watched a million videos and all they did was confuse me even more. So my hope is that our videos, can help explain it a little simpler in a lot less time and just get you the good footing just to do it yourself. You just gotta go. You just gotta go for it. But anyways, so with the solar that I put together, I went to her as a good husband would. And I asked for permission. And I told her my idea. And I told her, and she's like, okay, I want to put this in. She asked me how much. I said, it could cost between $3,000 and $5,000. Mm-hmm. So what was your reaction when I told you?
No.
See? This is where you come down to knowing.
It's too expensive.
Knowing the right things to say and your information. So once I started telling her, I'm like, we're going to be able to boondock. We're going to be able to, because that's what we do. We don't like campgrounds. They're too busy. They're too cramped. Mm-hmm. I want to just go out and see nature. I don't want to hear the music of the other guy in his camper. I don't want to hear the dog or the children. We're empty nesters. We did our due diligence. The kids are gone, and I don't want to hear yours. Sorry. I just want to have peace and quiet finally. I had 3 boys, and now that the oldest is 21, and then a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, now I just want peace and quiet. And I want to enjoy nature, and I just want to have fun without hearing screaming and crying and nagging, and I digress. So the whole idea with us boondocking is that, the problem actually with us boondocking is taking the generator. We're always going around. We're always dragging it wherever we go. And then we have to run it. We're constantly running the generator during she wants, we got to use the microwave. We got to reheat the food. We got to reheat the coffee because it got cold.
We have to charge devices.
Got to charge devices. Yes. There's so many different things. And it's like, hey, go start the generator, guys. That's our job. We got to go out. We got to pour in the gas. We got to hook it up. Get it started. But then for some reason our air conditioner, it didn't have a soft start on it. I installed one which made it a little bit better, but originally the 110 air conditioner would just shut it down. The generator would just kick off. And then I'd have to go back out and I'd have to get dressed depending on what I was wearing and get dressed to go outside in the cold or in the heat or
at 3 in the morning.
At 3 o'clock in the morning because we can't sleep without being cool in our camper, so we would run the air conditioner and then it only runs for 5 hours on gas. So I would fill it up. We'd stay up as late as we could, fill it up, start it, turn on the AC, go to bed. 5 hours later, it shuts off. It gets muggy in the camper. Guess what?
Everything's closed up.
I'm doing the outdoor dark shuffle. I am just trying to see where I can get around, trying to pour gasoline in the dark. Of course, I have a headlamp on, but I'm trying not to wake up completely. I want to go back to sleep. So that's why I was leaning towards the solar. And once I told her that you'll never have to really hear the generator anymore. A little bit. We might have to, depending on the sun, depending on the solar, depending on how much input we're getting. we might have to run the generator in the afternoon for 2.5, maybe 3 hours max, maybe, just to recharge the battery system if the sun's not doing it, if the solar panels aren't doing it. And then what was your answer?
And then I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
It would be worth it.
You got to know how to talk to the missus. You got to speak their love language.
Yes.
And for her, it's no generator running. When she's trying to read a book or she's trying to do something outdoors and I got a generator running, it just ruins the mood.
Everything.
Ruins the atmosphere. So
yes.
That's what we did. She said, yes, go ahead and design it. Let's see let's think about it and let's put it together. So she gave me the go ahead to start the process. So real quick, after going through all of the information and everything that I had gathered, I decided what I need to do is I need to come up with a game plan. And it can be expensive. So I recommend DIY. For all of you out there, you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. Especially if you use some AI to help you to run the numbers or something. It's phenomenal. And that's what I did. I did use the AI to help me with a little bit of numbers to make sure that my math and everything was correct. I reached out to a company at first because I was intimidated. I didn't know if I could actually do this. So I reached out to a company and they said, well, do you have a schematic? And I said, no, I don't have a schematic. What's a schematic? Why do I need a schematic? And they were like, well, we need to know what you're going to install and how much you're going to install and what you're going to be needing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Isn't that your job? I'm paying you. To me, it's like contacting a contractor to build a deck and they saying, oh yeah, I'll build the deck, but make sure you come up with the blueprints and you put together all the lumber and everything and make sure you get the right screws for it. Like, come on. I'm paying you. So they said for them to give me a schematic, it was going to cost between $400 and $600 for a schematic. I'm not doing it. So I came up with my own. Yes, I broke out my old talent of glue sticks and scissors and just sticking it to a piece of paper. I felt like I was in preschool again, and it actually was kind of fun. So, laugh if you want. So, what I did is you got it, like I said before, KISS. Keep it simple. Stupid. No, we'll work on it. You start with the battery. And then you got to go into your bus bars. You got to go into the different things. I will have this image. I will put it in the video. I can even leave it as a comment, potentially, so that people can see it. It is very rudimentary. It is not some exceptional thing. So I know a lot of you out there are probably going to be like, oh my God, this guy literally did do a preschool schematic. Hey, it worked. It's going to. I know it's going to. So I developed that. So we went ahead and we placed orders for all of this stuff to get it all going. And it roughly cost about $2,500 right now, just in the parts. Now that's not the air conditioner. We do want to upgrade the air conditioner, but that's going to be a little later. I'm hoping to be able to buy an Alt-Equip Pro. This thing is a 24 volt, 11,000 BTU, 4,500 BTU heater that runs 24 volt. I will be able to directly run this to my bus bars and have an air conditioner. This is going to be glorious. But for right now, we don't have it. I'm hopeful. That's on my wish list if she says it's okay. Just kidding. So, but real quick, one problem that we have with ordering all of this stuff is that the battery says it's 2 weeks out. So I got the dimensions of the battery. I marked it all out because I can't really lay things out and get a really good fit without having that battery. So I looked at the dimensions and ta-da! I made my own from the farmer's dog box that Spaz gets his food in. He's over to the side. He's just chilling in his bed. So anyways, I made this little makeshift box so that way it's big. You see that?
It's very big.
It's gonna weigh the manufacturer's information says that it weighs 111 pounds. So yes, when it comes to the travel trailer, when it comes to your camper, whatever you have, you're gonna have to take in account for the amount of weight you're adding. All of this, one battery, 111 pounds, it's gonna really cut down on the things that we can put into the camper and the extras. So that's something we'll have to discuss at another time. But this is the battery. This is our battery little prop spot holder so that we can go ahead and get the system started once the stuff comes in. So, did you want to say anything? What was your thoughts? Did you have any other thoughts about the information that I gave you, or when I came to you and I said like it's going to cost? And how was the generator not having to have that? How was that like a big thing for you?
I don't like noise. Any noise. When I'm outside, all I want to hear are birds chirping and animals scurrying around. I don't want to hear people. I don't want to hear generators. I don't want to hear cars. I don't want to hear music. I don't want to hear anything. So having the ability to not use and then our generator's not that loud. It's actually doable. But to be able to eliminate that completely will be a complete game changer.
Yes.
Complete game changer.
Absolutely. And to jump off of what she said, our generator is a 3600 watt WEN, W-E-N, dual inverter. So we do have that generator. It is pretty quiet compared to others.
Yes.
So it is pretty phenomenal. We do highly recommend it. We've had it for years and it works really well.
Yeah.
So, but this is going to be exciting. And we're gonna breeze through this. I'm not gonna show you all the boring stuff. I'm gonna just show you like the next video would be possibly the stuff when it all arrives, and then laying it out, and then I'll probably just show you installed. I'll just I don't want to bore you with a whole bunch, and I want to keep these videos as short as possible. So, anyways, I'm super excited. I can't wait. Take care. Have a good one.